Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will check out Marshall D, also known as Blackbeard. And yeah, he's OP09. He is a mono black leader, which you can see from the dark black picture. And he's definitely one of the most stronger leaders at the game at the moment in the OP10 meta as we are right now while I'm playing the game, of course. Not in the east side, not in the west side, but at least in the east side. He is definitely the tier 1 leader, I would guess so. And I just took recently one of the leader deck lists from OPO Top Decks as usual. And I guess like Marshall D was or is one of my favorite leaders, so I guess it's good time to check him out again. And he is also at least he was the starting point for me to come back to the OPO9 meta, like back in the days when we were at OPO8, I guess it was, or OPO9. Then when Batsu on the simulator released the OPO9 decklist, I was really hyped and I tried to check out the leaders, especially like Shanks. I actually came back for Shanks to check them out even before I did the videos here on YouTube. And then I found out that Marshall D is definitely way more interesting for me. So he was actually the starting point for me to game a lot on the simulator and then to start playing for YouTube a little. So some new additions for the leader are these 4 cards here. So Kuzan is a really strong card. You can play him, usually you play him out. Then until then you probably have maybe some Burgess or some Ben Argor in the trash. Then on the next turn you attack with him, then use the ability for activate main, play out maybe the Burgess from trash. Then he goes to the trash, so maybe an additional card for Jesus Burgess effect. And then you can draw a card. So definitely really nice card. Also he cannot be removed from your opponent's effect, which is, I think he can be like Jesus Burgess, he can like rest it and then get attacked. But also he's a 5k or 5 power card, so you need to invest some Don for get rid of him. He's not like a 1k power card. So just an attack from your leader with 5k usually gets countered out. And then you also need a card, like for example, yellow has what was the name again? I forgot the name. Has a really strong card. Yeah, here, the X-Drake. Also for Jesus Burgers to get rid of them, just to rest them and then go all into the card. But yeah, you definitely lose a lot of Don and power and tempo just for get rid of one of these cards with in addition is like 3 Don for this card, and then you need to go with your leader plus the power. So I don't know, for Enel maybe it's worth it. Maybe for the Eustass kit it's not that much worth it. I don't know. Or for Katakuri maybe. Anyways, so that is definitely a really strong addition. The only negative side about him, he don't have any counter power, as you see. Then I included from the deck list the Jesus Burgess. I was not sure, like I saw a lot of other deck lists which don't play him. So I wasn't really sure if I should include this deck list because of that. But I just wanted to test it out. It's like a cool card for +1 Don. You also have 8 or more cards in trash. You get Rush, which could be nice, especially in combination with Kuzan. So you can just cheat him out from trash, give him a Don, and then just straight go into life. Because usually you want to go also second for your Marshall D Teach. So maybe you play this one. Oh no, you have to play him out on a 6 Don turn, and maybe on an 8 Don you can play him out, and then you are still 2 Don left up maybe for a Lafitte or Basco shot, something like this maybe. And then also another nice addition is the Shiryu, really hard name to pronounce. Same as this guy, but only with 1 U less at the end. And he is not a 2k counter like his other card. He is on an opponent's turn plus 2000 power. And on the turn he's played, activate main. You don't even have to rest him, which is quite nice. And then you can KO one of your opponent's original cost 3 or less cards. So you can probably KO like an X-Drake or a Shirahoshi maybe. Like there are a lot of blocker which are 1 cost, like also maybe a Pero, something like the low cost character, which is quite nice, I guess, to have an addition for KOing like low cost card. The only sad thing is that they have to be an original cost, but I think it's kind of fair for the card. And then there's also Liberation, which is a card I guess I played a little wrong in, I think, in 2 gameplays. I forgot that you have to have 2 or more characters less than your opponent. And then you can KO a original cost 4 or less on an original cost 4 or less card. And otherwise the decklist is kinda the same. I opt to like 1 less than Augur because the deck switched a little away from KOing to more like power games or like power plays, like Jesus Burgers, like just getting big bodies, or the Marshall D Teach, or like even the Jesus Burgers. And like in the early game you want to get rid of some cards with these cards, and then in the late game just go for the Jesus Burgers or the Blackbeard. And also 1 Hachinosu less. And only 2 Shibuya for the 2k counter, which could hurt a little. Like maybe you could also take 1 Doc Q away and put 1 Shiryu in here. Depends maybe a little on your playstyle and maybe also on your local, like if you play local. Yeah. So let's dive right into the first gameplay. And we go a little less meta against the Reiju. It's definitely a strong leader, especially really pushy against us, which is not that beneficial for Blackbeard. So we didn't took the second Blackbeard, even if it's really tempting, because we only have 4 cards in hand. Okay, she plays the new Sanji Searcher and also trashes the Gema. There's our Lafitte. It probably will get KO'd from the Sanji, but anyways. I was thinking about using the leader ability, but I thought at this point, if she don't have the Porsche, then we are fine. So it was a little risky at this point. If she had the Porsche, we definitely had a problem here. But she didn't, and it was a risky play. But anyways, the on-play effect for Niji didn't came clutch here, because we don't have any character on the board. So also interesting that Reiju decided to go second. I think usually as a Reiju you want to go second. Want to go first, other way around. Like she decided to go second to steal it from us, but she definitely want to go first. So now we play out, use the leader ability and play out the Kuzan. So we leave the Kuzan on board for an additional attack next turn. There is the Ichiji, which I guess cannot attack. There's the Liberation, okay. We cannot use it at the moment. Also, Liberation is not that beneficial against Reiju because she has a lot of 7 and 5 cost characters, you can see, which she used to play. And Liberation is only for 6 and 4. There's the Shigan Finger Pistol, which is nice for KOing the Niji. Yeah, so we get rid of the Liberation. Maybe take the Teach here, I don't know. Or maybe the Liberation for... one of them is actually Black Hole and the other is Liberation, I guess. And yeah, we probably need a card to trash, but we will also draw a card from our Kuzan when we play out the Jesus Burgers from trash. So maybe we trash then this card. I hope it's not another Blackbeard. Also feel really bad if you want to trash, or if you have to trash the Blackbeard. So at this point, I was thinking if I really need to use the Shigin Finger Pistol. So let's see if she gives us the card. Probably not. I wouldn't do either. No, she gives us a 2k, really nice. So we also could play the Van Auger. Make the EGG. Only a 4K power card. Okay, we decide to leave. I was really thinking hard if I should go for the Niji. Because if she lets it go, then we have a problem here, because then we don't have anything to do with our 4 life, with our 4 Don. And we forgot to use our leader ability, which hurts a little at this point. If she plays the Porsche, then it hurts a lot. Okay, now we realize we forgot our leader ability. Yeah, really sad. And that is some small advantage for her. We could have crashed even Auger at this point. Another EGG, and this time it gets the rush. So now we will lose 3 cards from our life, which is definitely a big problem here. So we go with the Hachinozo first. Yeah, probably take a 2K. We are still at 9 Don, so that hurts also a lot. We don't have any blocker at this point. So we are definitely in a really bad position here. So 9 to 7, let's see if she counters out. Okay, she gives us the card, really nice. I don't know her hand, but she probably should have countered out at this point, because now we can go really big into the other one. I was thinking if I want to play out another card, but probably not. I would just go all in here and hope for the best. See if she can counter out. No, she doesn't. And this time we use our leader ability, so she also will not gain any rush. And she cannot draw cards from this effect. So now she needs to go defensive. There's another EGG, really sad. And lucky that we this time played or used our leader ability. There's a 2K. And yeah, from now on we probably won. So we can take another 2K. I don't know why, but I like the card of Stronger. It looks kind of cool with the water drops out of his mouth. So 5 into lead, 8 into lead, and Blackbeard stops the EGG. Oh, we have to use the, yeah. Activate main. Trash 1. Kuzan, we probably will not need it here anymore. We still have 2 Blackbeards in hand, which we probably will always use until from now. She plays the Reiju anyways. There's the Porsche. Let's see, she cannot sheet out anything because on-play abilities are disabled. 5 into lead. And she cannot attack with another card. Oh, she can, okay, with the Searcher. Let's see, she trashes the Reiju and picked no card. That hurts a lot. We take the Dog Q. Yeah, 5 into Searcher, why not? So maybe just into lead 9. Yep. And here comes the Blackbeard probably. Yep. And block the EGG again. The question is, should we really trash a card here? I mean, we still can counter out of 2 attacks. And if she plays the EGG, then we definitely have a problem. I guess it was already her 3rd EGG. But I think next time we will win anyway, so we probably will not need another Blackbeard. So her best bet at this point would have just been to yeah, just go all in. I mean, even then she wouldn't have won. Like the one turn really set her really far behind. Like the one turn was so strong for her where she got 3 lives from us, and the next turn was really bad for her and she couldn't really do a lot at this point. So yeah, we countered out and now we have 3 attacks. We couldn't use the leader ability maybe first to get an additional card. 21, okay, no, we will not get an additional 1k power, so just 10 into life. She takes it, okay. That is not good for her. 14 into 5. Okay, and now we can go 14 again. Let's see if she has it. She has a lot of 2k, okay. Yeah, that was definitely a cool game for us, but in general I think it was... Where was the turn? I think here. Yeah, here. Here was the biggest problem. Like she should have countered out. Like it feels always really bad. Like she had 2, and maybe she thought at the first one, oh, I can let it go. He already took like so many Dawn, and he used his only real attack. Like maybe he placed some cards out now, and I will keep at least 1. Go for life next turn, and yeah, she lost the first one and then wasn't able to defend the second one. So let's go for the second one. So now we play against Eustass Kid. Yellow leader, which was before, or like at the beginning of OP10, it was a really hyped leader. I think it's still kinda hyped. Yellow in general is really hyped, but I thought it was way more popular at the beginning. Also people thought it will be maybe 1.5 tier leader, but it's fallen off a little and now it doesn't really see a lot of play. Maybe now a tier 2, a tier 2.0 leader, like this, that's what I wanted to say, like tier 2. Okay, place out the Basil Hawkins, establish a blocker, really nice. Even 2 blocker now with the leader ability. We counter out of the first attack. Now with the new Kuzan, it doesn't really feel that bad if you need to trash a Jesus Burgers. Because usually you wanna keep the card for later, like for mid game. That's why you also don't need any filler cards like you had before with Jack, for example. Or the 9-cost Kaido, because you can just use the Kuzan and just use the Jesus Burgers for later, which is a really strong card in general. The Jesus Burgers feels really strong. It's like maybe after Blackbeard the second strongest card in the game. Some people now would argue probably the Kuzan, but I feel like the Jesus Burgers is the reason why the Kuzan is really good. Also the Kuzan enables other plays, like with the Van Augur for example. Like as you saw, we KO'd the Zoro, which is nice for us because now he needed some Dawn to went extra into Van Augur, we draw a card, so it didn't really... It slowed the Eustass Kid a little down, which is quite nice for us to stall the game a little until we are ready for the 10 beards. And you can also cheat out the Van Augur with the Kuzan. Okay, so we cannot search anything, which feels a little sad, but on the other hand we trash 4 cards there. 4 cards, which feels also not that bad. So we play out the, yeah, why not, the searcher also. I mean, we cannot search at this point, but anyways. He was at 6 down, right? Yeah, so next turn he's at 8. I don't know, he could play out a Katakuri here. I probably should have used the leader ability because as you see, I think as I remember right, yeah, he played the Secret Rare Law. I forgot about that. I was just thinking about the Katakuri and I wasn't really scared of it, but I forgot about the Secret Rare Law, which is more, seems like the signature card of Eustass Kid. So yeah, I probably should have used the leader ability. My bad at this point. So we take the searcher. Maybe an additional Kuzan would be nice. The Shuya is also cool, but cannot KO the blocker Basil Hawkins, and I don't want to KO the Shirahoshi. So just go 5 into life. Let's see if he gives the blocker or if he gives the law. He put the law a little too early in there, I guess, because we are still at 3 life. And he also, so he cannot cheat it out, because I think he needs to have, like in total they need to be 5 life. Ah, okay, now he can use it. So now it would be really strong if we don't attack with our leader. Maybe for the game pace it's also fine if we attack with our leader, but it will be just beneficial for him. Yeah, maybe we shouldn't attack this turn with our leader. Let's see if we do. So we could actually cheat out the Van Auger here. Cheat out, play out normally the Kuzan, cheat another Van Auger out, and then KO the law. Play a blocker and the Hashinozo. So we don't need the liberation. We can, yeah, take the Jesus Burgers, why not, and then play the blocker maybe. Yeah, and not go into his life. So that turn felt really good for us and really bad for him. We KO'd his big character, we established a big board. He can only attack into 1 card and he don't get his law from life. It's only at 5 cards. Okay, he don't have the Eustass kit 8 cost, or he don't want to play it, I don't know. So 8 into life, we give to a blocker, why not? 0 into 0, we could counter out here, why not? And next turn just KO with our, just attack with our, oh no, we can KO the Luffy and then go into the Shirahoshi with the Lafitte. So he needs to give us a 2k. He gives us a 2k, crazy, okay. I mean, then we just go with the Van Auger, why not? Another Blackbeard, feels good. So now he can have the law if he wants. 6 into lead, let's see if he gives us a 2k, probably not, he will probably take it. Oh no, he actually gives us a 2k, crazy. And yeah, I guess we can use the leader ability. Oh, we don't do. I feel maybe the idea behind not using it was that he is still at 3 life. So even if he plays an ace, the secret wear 10 cost ace or Yamato, like you will not benefit from it that much. So yeah, just give it 2k. Let's see what he's doing. Will he go for life? Maybe in Van Auger? Yeah. He can have a Van Auger, I guess. I mean, we can also counter out if we want, but at this point we still need some space for another Blackbeard. At this point, get another 2k, really nice. Yeah, maybe just into the law? Oh no, we just go straight into life. Let's see if he gives us the blocker for 5k. Could be nice for us if he does. I mean, we will lose a life anyways, but it always feels bad to lose a blocker or a life into 5 for 5 into 5. Like usually it feels better if you dodge a 8 into 5 or a 9 or something. Okay, the 2k. And nullify his law. He has only 1 life left, 1 card in hand left, and still 3 life, I don't know. So he cannot even use his law as a blocker this turn, or the Eustass kit. He trashed our last life here, which is not that risky. We still have a lot of counter in hand and 2 big blocker. Yeah, why not just blocking? I will not let my Van Auger go here. Okay, he recycles the card, so if he lets the Luffy go, he has at least a 1k in hand. So I was thinking of KOing with Liberation, but I guess it's not a blocker, so I probably should have let the Liberation go. not 2k. But anyways, 12 into 9, we just take the whole board here. And we don't need to get rid of the law. Okay, and we can also use the liberation for our leader ability. So even if he has a... Okay, nice trigger. Even if he has the 10 cost Ace or the 9 cost Yamato, we are still safe with 3 Blackbeards. I mean, only one is able for blocker. Yeah, there's the Ace. Good call for the leader ability, and he surrenders here. Okay, he still had a Nico Robin, definitely not a strong card at this point. Only a 2k, only a 1k. The Searcher would have been nice for searching additional card, but I guess wouldn't have really mattered anyways. So yeah, no chance at this point. We really outpaced him. So let's go for the next game. And now we play against Enel, which we are usually really strong against. But Enel got the new card from EBO2. So maybe it's a card which enables him to win against us. To be honest, I lost white fighting against Enel. I also lost sometimes against Enel because the new Enel 10 cost card is really strong. It's definitely a nice addition for the leader. So you definitely need to make care. Need to make sure, take care that he or that you use your leader ability, especially at the later turns. Like as you see, I'm usually not a big fan of using the leader ability in the more earlier turns, because it shreds our hand size so drastically, which feels really bad. I'm always really sad if we only have 1 or 2 cards in hand, or if I have to trash my Blackbeard or something like this. So usually I try to avoid using the leader ability in the earlier turns, which hurts sometimes a lot. But against something like Enel, it doesn't matter that strongly or that hard. If we lose our Lafitte or if we lose the Vesco shot maybe, then at least he used an ability or played a card to KO it. So really KO or Jesus Burgers probably, yeah. 8 into 6, he can have it. Maybe Shirahoshi, yeah. So we are definitely not in the best position here. Also, he tries to stall us, so not going for our life, which is a problem for Blackbeard, especially if you want to use the leader ability. We could have also took the Searcher, which would have been nice for us. So now we didn't went into his life. We didn't go into his last life because of his leader ability. Yeah. So anyone who's not familiar with Enel, he can just trash one. If he loses the last life, he can just trash a card from his hand, and as you can see, his hand size is quite big, and just gain an additional life once per turn. Okay, he gets rid of our Jesus Burgers, which will hurt us in the following turns, because we only have 1 left in trash at the moment. So we take the Searcher, use the Searcher, take the blocker. So now we can try to hurt him a little. Like we have 2 attacks, so... And he has to think about if he don't have the Enel in his hand at the moment. We can just go 5 into lead and let's see if he gives us a counter. I mean, he could also take it for a spontaneous trigger, but he will just give us an army. That's fine. Play out the Burgess, draw a card, another Kusan. Really sad that we used the Searcher here. We could have played both Kusan. So now we can also play a Jesus Burgess here. Just to get some wider board. Yeah, and we trash a card, so our Jesus Burger is now at 3k power. Like additional 3k power. And as you can see now we have 2 Jesus Burgers on board, which feels good. But we cannot... Why we didn't attack with the Jesus Burgers? Ah, we cheated it out with the other Kudan. So now if we want to use the Kusan, we cannot cheat it another Jesus Burgers out because we just don't have a second one. So he played the ace, which is nice for him, but is not getting rush or getting any card. So it's also technically not that nice. So yeah, as you can see, we don't have any Jesus Burgers here, which is a little sad. So we could play out the other Jesus. Oh, okay, technically we have a Jesus Burgers, but not the one I was talking about. So we have the other one here. So we can give it an additional Dawn. Or give it rush as well. So now 7 into 5. So now it's getting a little threatening for our Enel player here. And we still want to play a Kusan at this point. So he gives us the 0 cost event. So we need to keep... And we also could play our Searcher Lafitte. Because he don't really have any cards to KO it, otherwise he will waste an attack. He gives us another 0 cost event, so as you see his life size is already now at 3 cards, so he will probably lose. To be honest, if your hand size is that small and your leader ability, you're playing against Blackbeard, which can always use the leader ability to get rid of the additional cards, you will usually lose. But it depends on how many Enels he is drawing now. If he has 2 in hand, then this could be now a winning game for him. But on the other hand, if he would have had an Enel, why he didn't play it like last time. So now we could take in Blackbeard, but at this point... Yeah, why not? Actually, I would take the Blackbeard, yeah. I mean, we could also take a Liberation or something to just get rid of blockers in the future. Because we probably will win next turn if he cannot KO our whole board. Yeah, so we will adjust the Liberation for using the leader ability. Okay, so as you see, our Searcher functions as a blocker. So we save one of our burgers, and Katakuri is not strong enough anymore to KO one of our birches. Now, as you see, there is the Enel, which is a little scary. And we don't have any cards in hand at this point. We probably shouldn't have done... Oh, we could have done it because of... We were probably hoping for Blackbeard, which is nice. So now 5 into lead, he takes it, which is really nice for us. 5 again. He needs to take it as well. Okay, let's see. Use the ability to draw a card. And we use the Jesus Burgers for rush. So if he takes the next card as well. Or we can also do it like this way around, but I guess the other one would have been safer. Like just go with the other Burgers first into life. Okay, he takes it. Because if the last life would have been... yeah, that was a little risky at the end. Like, it would have been better if we attacked with the Jesus Burgers first. And then make sure, if it's not an badge trigger, we could have went with the Jesus Burgers into life. If it would have been a badge trigger, then we could have used our Blackbeard to stop the Enel next turn, which is also really strong. And then with the leader ability, ditch our Docu, and we would have won next turn anyways. The only reason we could have lost at this point would have been because of maybe 1 or 2 blocker he played, and we couldn't get rid of them in the next turn. Because as I told before, like you always have to remember, like even if he has only 1 life, he will gain an additional life from his leader ability, and then you need to attack for go for life. So there are always 3 attacks needed to win a game. So let's go into the next game. So as you saw, we won against Enel, which is kind of obvious. Like nowadays, maybe a little harder. But as I said, I also lost against Enel, so it's definitely not that easy like it was in this game. But in general, Blackbeard felt really good. It's a really strong deck and it's not that hard to win against a lot of leader, especially if the opponent is a little unexperienced or kind of new to the deck, or as you see with the Shanks trying something new. It makes the games more easier for us. So just 9 to lead, we don't have any other options. And therefore we can get a life from Shanks in the early game. Yeah, maybe just give it 1k. Then Augur, there's the Sanji, and also the Red Force stage, which is quite interesting. We could use the Liberation. I mean, we are two. Let's see if he gives us -1000. Would have been too cool if he would have let one attack through. But we are not a rush deck, so he knew for sure probably that we will not go for life here. Yeah, maybe trash the Burgess. We can revive it with Kuzan if we need it. 5 into 5, we probably take it. Another Blackbeard, nice. And the Vivi, quite interesting. I don't know. Yeah, I actually don't know who is actually playing or which deck ever played this card. I wouldn't even know one. And here we could have also played a little better, just give the additional Dawn to Blackbeard, but I thought like the attack was anyways just overkill. And he trashed our blocker, feels sad, we can give him a 2k. He can attack with Ben Beckman and we use the Beckman here. So now we can play out the Blackbeard, stop the Ben Beckman for next turn, and then the leader ability, so we can just go 5 into 5. He left 2 Dawn open, probably for Gum Gum Red Hawk. But yeah, I think against Blackbeard the card is not that strong. Usually at least. You cannot go KO the Jesus Burgers, you cannot KO the Kuzan, and most of our cards are above 4000 power. So yeah, definitely not the strongest card against us. So yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe give it 2k. Then he will attack with Shanks. We take it, okay, Hashinozo. The Burgess, okay. But we will play out the second Blackbeard. Just go 5 into lead again. His hand size is already quite big, so he probably will give us a counter. Yep, there is the Ben Beckman. He will not need it at the moment. Then goes with our blocker into lead. Let's see if he has another Shanks, that would be really strong for him. Probably the strongest card he could have at this point in the red. I mean the Dragon would be also really strong. But the Shanks definitely goes through, so if he plays the Shanks, okay, 5 into lead, we could counter here. Yeah, why not? Give a Burgess. Did we forgot to use our leader ability? -1000, -2000, 12 into 1, yeah, we cannot counter out of that anymore. Really sad. But our leader ability wouldn't have helped us anyways at this point. So yeah, we need to finish the game, yeah, otherwise we lost. As we don't have any Blackbeards anymore, and we cannot use Hashinozo, because it would cost us Dawn. So 12 into 5. He takes it, okay, yeah, then he probably has lost, or this is a big bait, let's see. Okay, he surrenders here. And he has a really big hand size. Let's see, 1k, 2k, this is 3. What is this? Was also 1k, right? 4 and another 6. So 13 into 5, 6, 11. Yeah, he was 2ks or 1 2k and 1k short. Yeah, really sad for him. It looked like an interesting build. I'm not sure about the VV card, but in general quite a cool decklist. I feel like Shanks is definitely one of the leader which is really versatile with a lot of different playstyle and cards. I mean, as I said, I like more pure builds. The whole red-haired pirate cards are really cool. I enjoy the Yasop, and also the blocker is so strong. But I can see why people try testing a little other ways around, especially the Marco, for example. Which is technically somebody, as you saw the anime, somebody which is in connection to the Blackbeard, the red-hair pirate. Okay, so we play out the Hashinozo. Trash the Hashinozo, always nice to get rid of the card. Okay, Momonosuke Searcher. He will probably use it and then use one Dawn to go into life. We will probably take the life. He takes the Denjiro, okay. We can KO the Denjiro with Shingan Finger Pistol, so we are not that afraid of it. For 4 Dawn. Yeah, get rid of, take the Blackbeard. Maybe into Momonosuke and then play out the Burgess. See, the Oden is definitely a strong deck as well, the Oden leader. I mean, I played it recently as well if you saw the video, and it's definitely a leader which can go quite fast, but the leader ability blocks the deck also quite a lot, especially because the Isho, what was the, oh, really sad to trash a Blackbeard, the Isho, the 5 cost, which attaches 1 Dawn and has the on attack ability. I mean, it's only the attach 1 Dawn, which is not doable there. The Denjiro is really nice card, it's like a small Cavendish. But yeah, we can just KO it as a 5 cost character, so that hurts also a lot. So now 6 into lead, gives us a 2k. The Yamato, which you see in the trash now, is also a resting card, so he trashes this probably because he thinks he will not need the card. Also a 2k, I guess, but yeah, he can rest I think a 4 cost or less, something like this. A Rush Yamato, really strong card against us, so 7 into 7. We probably need to let the card go because he will go with Oden again, 7. And place the Otama for an additional search. So we could use the Liberation here to get rid of the Yamato and 1 Otama. I mean, the Otama is not that big of a problem, but he could play the drawing event for rest 2 cards, and then usually you rest like 2 Otamas, which is then really nice for giving them a benefit. So he gives us a counter card, nice. So now we can use the Kuzan later. Okay, Hashinozo first to trash Burgess probably. Oh, Doku is also fine. And there's another Doku. Okay. And now draw 1 and play the Burgess from trash. Another Hashinozo. We can use it for the leader ability. 6 into lead. Like Oden usually benefits a lot if you cannot attack him because he gets an additional 1k power. But if you can, it feels really bad because it always takes one of your cards, and usually Oden is not drawing that many cards. I guess you see there are a lot of Searcher, but they don't go +1. Another Yamato feels good for him. 7 into life. Okay, our last life here we need to counter out now. And now we can start to play the Blackbeard and stop the Otama. The Yamato. And Nice that we can KO the Momonosuke with our leader, because we couldn't use the leader anyways. Or otherwise, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, 2k counter, nice. Treasure card. So now our Burgess is a 9 cost and 9 power character. Attack 9 into 6, always attack first and then use the cards you wanna play. Okay, so there is Radical Beam. So he needs another Rush Yamato to really hurt us here. Otherwise... Oh, okay, another Rush card, this is fine as well. And this leader will get another Don. Okay, just 7 into 5, that is fine. We can counter out. With our last counter card, so nice that we took the 2k. If you would have used 8, then we would have had a problem here. Okay, we countered it out. Momonosuke. And search for a 2k counter. Okay. So... Oh nice, Liberation. But we take the searcher, okay. So he don't have any blocker. And we have 10 Don. And he don't have any Don open, so that looks like we should go with 9, just straight 9 first probably, or maybe 10. I'm not sure why we want to give some additional Dons to him. Like maybe 12, 12, 13 or something would be also fine. Trash 1 card, so now he's a 5 cost, 5 additional 5k power. Yeah, so... I don't know, like he never has 4 2ks in hand. Which would be 8, 13, so we would have needed 14, but yeah, I guess that is kind of unrealistic. I was a little scared of his board. I was kind of like thinking if I should just finish the board and hope for the best, but I guess we already attacked quite heavily here. Maybe it's a good decision to just go for life. So I attacked this time with the blocker first because I was hoping if he could counter out. Okay, let's see. Yeah, he was only at 11, so it was nice to start with 12. Also, I'm not sure if he got, like from the last 2 cards, counter cards, so that is also something to keep in mind. But in general, I wanted to attack with the Blackbeard first so I can play the Searcher, for maybe search for a blocker for next turn. So we maybe could have lived, like attack with the Blackbeard into the Rush Luffy and then hope for the best with the last 2 cards, but we would have lost anyways because he had a Hoodie and a Goldie Roger, so I forgot about it, like especially because he was at 0 life. Like he definitely would have finished us next turn, so we definitely had to finish the game here. So that was the wrong one. Oops. Where was the... What's a Blackbeard? I forgot. Yeah, Blackbeard. So that was our deck list. Let me think about it. I have probably nothing negative to say about the deck list. I quite enjoyed the deck list in general. I like to have 4 teach. Some decks only have not 2 but 3. I think 3 is too less. It can be sometimes kind of bricky, but in general you need to have 4 if you trash some of them from... Maybe some of them get trashed from your life, or they get trashed from your Shagun Finger Pistol, or from your Searcher when you want to search or need to search something else. There are a lot of cards which trash some cards. So in general, I think 4 is the right amount, but you could definitely also only play 3. The Vesco Shot is quite nice. As a 2-off, I think I played a 2-off before and I guess that is the right number. I was fine in general, only having 2 2k counter with the Shiruya. The one game we were really lucky because we drew a lot of 2k counter, but it could have also went the other way around. So maybe you could opt to take one Doc Q out and put another Shibuya in, because 2k counters are really needed in this deck. I like the Jesus Burgers as a one-off. Definitely a cool card to cheat out with the Kuzan whenever you want. The Shuya didn't really came up in the games I played or I showed here, but in other games where which I didn't show or where I lost, it was really a strong card in the early games. Definitely a cool card to opt. I like the Hashinoze only at 3. It's a cool card, a strong card, but it's only for recycling, like you don't go +1 or something. So in general, you don't want to have 4 or something, and you can play the deck also quite well without it, I would say. It feels better with, especially if your earlier turns, if you have 1 Don left, you can just use it, but in the later turns you will always trash it instead of playing it, at least most of the time. You could also opt to take 1 Liberation out. I think like Shingan Finger Pistol is the way better card. I don't know why they even, I know why they printed this card, and the trigger effect, for example, is really strong against some leader, especially against Enel. But you could also maybe opt to only play 2 and take an additional blocker in here, and it wouldn't be that bad, I guess. But otherwise, I enjoyed the deck list quite a lot. It's a really strong deck, and everybody who want to have a meta strong deck for the OPO10 season is definitely right to play Blackbeard, I guess. It's a really, really strong card deck for sure. So yeah, I hope you liked the deck list. I hope you liked the gameplay in general. If you have some cards you would like to change or opt, please write it in the comments down below. And I think we'll see us in the next video. Bye!